Hello Pokemon fans, and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG video. Today I am going to show you an awesome strategy to add 4 times the damage to any of your favorite Pokemon's attacks. Stay tuned because in today's video I'll be showing you my Arceus Virizion deck. This deck is all about exploiting your opponent's weakness because I am going to be using the moves and abilities of 4 Pokemon to change the weakness of both my and my opponent's Pokemon to my advantage. Alright, so let's get the elephant out of the room here. This Pokemon right here is pronounced Arceus. If you say it differently, well, you are not alone. Pokemon themselves have published 3 different pronunciations. Starting in Pokemon Battle Revolution, it was pronounced Arceus. Then in the promo trailer for Arceus in the Jewel of Life, it was pronounced Arceus. Finally, Pokemon.com eventually clarified the pronunciation as Arceus. So Arceus it is. The other star of the deck is Virizion, aka Virizion, or just Verizon to some. And this is the hard hitter that will do most of the damage in this deck. The other 2 Pokemon that make this deck work so well are Vileplume and Porygon. So here's how this works, guys. The goal is to exploit weakness, so keep that in mind. Weakness, weakness, weakness. Let's start with Arceus. So for example, let's assume that the opponent we're up against has an active Pokemon which has a weakness to steal Pokemon. Okay, so if Arceus is out as an active Pokemon and the opponent's active Pokemon has a weakness to steal, then I would use type switch and I would change Arceus's type to a steel type. Then on the next move, hopefully I have enough power to use Power Blast, and that's going to do 120 damage, but because I used type switch first, it will do 2 times as much, 240 damage. Now that's quite a bit, but maybe not enough to take out some of these new EX, GX Pokemon. So on the bench as a supporter, I have Vileplume, and I don't even want to use Vileplume, I just want this card on my bench for the ability Allergy Panic. Apply weakness for each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, as 4x instead of 2. So now, Arceus's Power Blast is actually doing 480 damage. That's quite a bit and enough to take out pretty much any Pokemon you come up against. Alright, moving on to Virizion GX. Alright, so my second course of attack here, and probably my most practical and powerful, is going to be a team up between Virizion GX and Porygon. Now this Porygon has a move called Conversion 3. Choose any type of energy. The defending Pokemon's weakness is now that type until the end of your next turn. So what I will do is always try to get Porygon out first and change the opponent's weakness this time. So last time with Arceus, I was changing Arceus's type to match the opponent's weakness. This time I'm changing the opponent's type to be Grass Energy to match Virizion. So I ended up choosing Virizion GX as the main attacker in this deck because it only needs 2 energies to power up. I can often get him powered up immediately, and as you can see, Sensitive Blade, it does 50 damage, but all I have to do is play a supporter card and do 80 more damage. That's 130 damage with 2 energy. So if you've played your cards correctly to set this up, using Porygon first with Conversion 3, and then if you're not knocked out, retreat, come in with Virizion GX, then your opponent's weakness is Grass, so you're doing 260 damage. And guess what? If you have Vileplume on your bench, then you'll be doing 520 damage with just 2 energies. And that is the basic breakdown of the Pokemon. I'm going to break this down a little bit further for anybody who's interested, give you all the cards, trainer breakdown, and how they're relevant. I do like to play this on Expanded, so I do have a lot of Expanded only trainers, but you guys can feel free to make your own rendition of this deck for standard play. So you guys know a little bit about the mechanics of the Pokemon, and now I'm just going to tell you why I use the trainers that I use here. The Evo Soda can be used on Gloom, the Rare Candy can be used on Oddish. That's why I only have 1 Gloom, yet 2 Oddish and 2 Vileplume, because I have the Rare Candy to fill that evolution stage. I'm running 4 max elixirs to help get my Virizion GX powered up as quickly as possible. I'm running the 2 Professor's Letters in case I'm short on energy in my hand. The Robo Substitutes are just kind of fun to use. They're a good stall tactic. If I'm having trouble powering up my Arceus, I'm searching for those double energies, I can play that Robo Substitute that will give me an extra turn to hopefully get a hold of that energy that I need. I have 1 VS Seeker. I use this card exclusively to retrieve a Team Flare Grunt from the discard pile. I love Team Flare Grunts, so I run 3 of them. Energy Denial is a big part of this deck. Having 3 Team Flare Grunt and 1 VS Seeker is better in my opinion than having 4 Team Flare Grunt, because I can go in to my discard pile. I know there's one in there and I can get it for the next turn or even the current turn if I haven't used a supporter yet. I have 1 Stadium card, Aspertia City Gym. This card gives my Arceus and my Porygon 20 extra hit points. And it's just great to have a Stadium card that you can use if your opponent has a Stadium card in play that's really detrimental to you, or giving them an advantage. You can just play this just to get their card out of the way, out of play. 1 Bridget to fill the bench if necessary, and I almost exclusively run 4 Cynthia, 4 Professor's Birch in every deck because I like to mix it up. I like to have options to shuffle new cards into my hand at all times. I have 1 Gladion in case of emergencies. If I need to get my Vileplume out and they're both in the prize cards, I can play Gladion, I can get that card and continue with my strategy. And I have 1 Skyla for a similar approach to Gladion. I can search my deck for a supporter card. And I'm playing 2 Steven's Resolves, and the strategy with that is if I get dealt a Steven's Resolve first thing, you can't attack your first move anyway, so it's a perfect time to get set up with a Steven's Resolve. You can pick 3 of any card in your deck and get set up perfectly. I also use this card when I'm at a stalemate. Maybe I have my Robo Substitute in and I just don't have a move. I can play Steven's Resolve, get any 3 cards I need. We already went over the Team Flare Grunt. Now the Fighting Fury belt works awesome in this deck because you can put it on Virizion. You get 40 extra hit points because even though he's a GX, he's a basic Pokemon, and you do 10 more damage with your attacks. And an essential card for any expanded player is the Life Dew. I always put this on a Pokemon I know is about to be knocked out, and the opponent takes 1 fewer prize cards. So that will extend how long you can stay in this battle. The 4 double colorless energies are used to power up Arceus, and the leaf energies obviously used to power up Virizion or Porygon. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It's been a few years since my last TCG video. I've had a lot of requests to show off some more decks. Since I made this deck years ago, I was shocked that no one has made a video on it yet, because it's a good deck and probably more relevant now than ever. With all of the GX and EX Pokemon and the large amount of hit points, this is a really effective deck, as you guys can see. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Then let me know in the comments what changes you would make to this deck. Until next time.